Hi again, I'm back. Today I want to do a little introduction just in case you have been watching and wondering why this girl keeps on talking about these subjects and why is that such a huge passion of hers and where is she really coming from. As long as I can remember, I have been mediating between people, not necessarily in real life, but also if I saw a TV show and two people had a disagreement, or if I saw a show and someone was arguing, or two girlfriends had a fight, or my parents had a fight, or I was in some sort of conflict, which very rarely happened. That's a whole nother story, but at one point I was not really I didn't really know how to be angry, which might sound really weird. My now husband helped me with that a lot, so thank you, hubby. But I wanted to avoid conflict at almost any cost. So I became really interested and intrigued by the fact that if you were able to listen and if you were able to give perspective to the other person without getting defensive, without attacking, without blaming, without pointing fingers, then everybody was able to kind of get along. Of course, I couldn't, do it with the people on TV, obviously, for obvious reasons, but none of us wants to fight, right? But a lot of us wants to be heard, or let me rephrase, everybody wants to be heard, everybody wants to be respected, and everybody wants to be seen for who they are. And that's basically where all of us are not good at coming together, because we are so convinced that we are right. So whatever goes on out here or up here or down here, it's wrong. And obviously there are always two sides of the story. That also means that there is no right or wrong. It's all about perspective and it's all about perception. And when that kind of course, it didn't dawn on me until my late 20s, my early 30s. And it wasn't really, I couldn't really grasp it up until very, very recently. Because throughout my 20s, I've been one of those girls where her girlfriends came to ask for advice about girl-to-girl trouble, or friendships, or with their parents, or with their, for obvious reasons, we're in our 20s, relationship, like romantic problems with guys, whether in relationships, whether flirts, flings, call them what you want, crushes. And it was kind of ironic since I didn't have a lot of experience in that field. I wasn't in many relationships, barely any in my 20s, but having a plethora, and I kid you not, of girlfriends, which I adored and I loved. And because whenever the truth is that every time one of my girlfriends that I used to go party with, she found another man or a new boyfriend, they hibernated for a while, as we have tendencies to do. So I have to find another girlfriend to go out with. So you can imagine everybody had to do their thing with their partners and their men and all that stuff. So I've collected quite a few girlfriends. And between those girls, there were a lot of stories about just a lot of experience in a lot of situations with men, and how frustrating it is being two different genders, having two different mindsets, maybe coming from two different backgrounds, and not understand why this person is acting like this. Often not being in a relationship, not being able, and especially in the beginning, not being in a relationship or in the beginning where it's very vulnerable, where you not just, ask straight out questions, because that's kind of not socially acceptable because you're not at that point yet. And And it just gave me, and I was just curious, you know, I was on my own self-discovery, self-reflecting journey, and I've read a ton of books, and I have gone to many healers, therapists, whatever things to do to kind of figure out who am I, why am I like this, and where's my journey in life and all that kind of stuff. So I wouldn't say I've always been curious as to what people, why they do the things they do, but I can definitely, without a doubt, now say that it is my biggest passion in life, and part of my mission is, I guess, world peace, because I don't believe in any one of my videos is called Stop the Blame Game. I believe that we attract with our vibration, and I believe because it was such a default for me when I was younger. If anything, you know, if I came across a teeny tiny conflict or argument, the first thing that would come to mind would be, how could I have avoided this? How could I have prevented this? Or how could I have behaved different so this would not have been the outcome? So already back then, it has never been, I've never gone to blame the other person. I'm definitely guilty of being very victimized. When I was in my 20s, I will not for one second deny it, but it wasn't really individual people's fault or individual friends' fault, or it was just, you know, a money thing or the world or, you know, situations. So for me to resolve and make conflicts and arguments like disappear and not take up so much energy, I came up with this, I don't know if it's not a system, but I investigated and I looked at it from so many different angles and read a ton of books and became a life coach too, to kind of have that in my toolkit too, to be able to help people to stop the blaming, stop the fighting, and just basically be more happy. So yeah, that was part one, I guess I want to call it. Of course, I can talk so much more and longer, because who am I? That's a pretty big question. But I'm very, you know, I don't have patience to watch too long videos, so I don't want to, you know, make videos that are too long. So this is it for now. This is part one. Who knows how many parts there's going to be, but my little intro is done for today. And if you want more of what, you know, if you need to know more about what it is that I can do, maybe help you in some sense, my website, kitlopez.com, you can book sessions with me if you want my perspective on, you know, whatever dilemma or problem you might be, or struggle or huge challenge that you might be facing right now. I'm on Instagram, kitlopez_, and on Facebook, I am Coach Kit Lopez. And until next time, stay safe and stay happy and high vibing.